Hello students, welcome to English class. I'm your teacher, Mr. Oza for English 4, and it's time for us to work on classwork number 37. The novel that we are reading, of course, is The Handmaid's Tale, written by Margaret Atwood. And today's chapter, which is chapter 4, is going to be called Moira's Escape. Yes, this is a story of rebellion today in the novel. So let's get some directions out of the way first. They are the same directions that you are used to. First off, you're going to look at 4 pictures. We're going to do that together right now. And after this video is over, you're going to write down one prediction about the chapter based on those 4 pictures. And of course, you're going to write down one question that you might have based on the introduction that I give you right now. All right, so here we go. Let's jump into chapter 4. Again, this one is called Moira's Escape. So Moira is the best friend of June, or also known as Offred now. And so this chapter is told in a flashback format. So it's told through the perspective of June, and it's going back in time to when June and Moira were in the Red Center. And the Red Center was basically the handmaid's training facility. You might remember from the first chapter, it was basically like a high school gymnasium where all the handmaids were brought immediately after they were kidnapped. And so when they were living in the Red Center, Moira tried to escape. And here's what she did. She clogged one of the toilets, and she called one of the aunts. You might remember Aunt Lydia from the show, and this is Aunt Elizabeth. These were the basically the trainers of the handmaids, very cruel and very, strict and disciplinarian, and the handmaids resented them big time. And so Moira clogs the toilet in the Red Center, and she says, Aunt Elizabeth, I need some help. She takes a sharp object out of the toilet, and she threatens to kill Aunt Elizabeth. And what she actually does is she takes Aunt Elizabeth's clothes. So they have this kind of dress code where the aunts wear this kind of brownish grayish color, and the handmaids, of course, wear this red color. So when she's able to switch clothes with her, she can kind of go off into public because she has the authority of one of the aunts. Now, interesting detail here. You'll notice this as you get farther into watching the show, but in the Hulu show, The Handmaid's Tale, Moira takes June with her when she escapes. You'll notice, obviously, both of them walking around together after the escape. All right? That is done for dramatic reasons. Obviously, June is the main character, and they want to have her involved in almost every scene if possible. But in the book, it was only Moira who escaped. She escaped all by herself on her own. So once again, I'll just repeat that detail. In the show, the both of them escaped together. In the book, it was Moira who escaped alone. It was only feasible for her to do this as a solo mission. And here in this final picture, you'll see Moira alone in the train station. Again, in the show, she's got June with her, but in the book, Moira is on her own trying to find freedom. So I think that's enough of a preview for today's chapter. You can get into the book itself in just a moment. First off, one prediction and then one question. Whatever question you have about the book, I'll be able to answer it right away, right here during class. After the prediction and question, it's time to read the chapter. You've got a PDF right there linked into your Google Doc. It's about 4 pages long, so you can take a look at that after you're done reading the chapter, or while you're reading the chapter. It's totally up to you. You're going to fill out the chart, the good old says, means, matters chart. All right. In the first row, for example, right here in the first row, I give you a description of what is happening, and I would like for you to find a quote that matches that description. Hint, hint, here is the page number where you can find the quote. And of course, explain to me why it matters or why it's important. Second row, I will give you the quote And hint, the page number, of course, is right there in the citation. And then you give me the description of what's happening in that quote, and of course, explain why it matters. So there is your SMM says means matters chart. That's step number 3. Move on to step number 4, open response. As always, share your opinion. Your opinion, there's never going to be a right or wrong answer as long as you can kind of prove your answer with some evidence. So use a quote from the novel or elsewhere to support your answer. And remember, you've got all of these quotes in the chart that you can use. Those are for you. Hopefully they are helpful. You can use them in step 4, the open response. So that's going to do it for this classwork assignment. I want to thank you for watching this video. We're going to jump in to chapter 4 now. As always, thanks for watching. I'm Mr. Oza, and I hope you all have a great class.